Hello, my name is Dr. David Boyson. Today we will be discussing how to develop a comprehensive research proposal. Now this is going to be our outline. We'll be looking at how to understand research proposal. What is research proposal? And we'll be looking at how to develop a topic. We'll be looking at how to develop or formulate research problem. And then we'll look at how to formulate research objectives, research questions, and possibly hypothesis. And we will look at preliminary literature review and also how to collect and analyze data, what we call methodology. And then also look at significance and scope of the study. So first of all, let's understand what is research before we zoom into what is research proposal. So research is a scientific and systematic search for pertinent data about a certain specific topic. It could also be defined as a systematic approach concerning generalization and formulation of a theory of some sort. That is also research. In these two definitions, you would realize that the word systematic is seen and is more pronounced. What it means is that research follows a certain order, a certain methodology, okay, or a certain pattern. And that is very, very important. So any search for pertinent data or information that doesn't follow a specific order or a certain pattern or a certain established procedure, that cannot be termed as what? Research. And remember, research is made up of two words. There is re and a search. What it means that there has already been a search and we want to repeat that search again. Okay? So let's look at the objectives of research. What are the objectives of research? There are generic objectives of research, but I want us to look at 4 specific objectives. Now, one is to gain familiarity with a phenomena or to achieve new insight into that phenomena. That is the first one. And that is also categorized under exploratory research studies. So you want to gain familiarity of a certain phenomena. You don't know what is happening. You want to investigate. You want to explore. So that falls under exploratory research. And then the second one is to portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual, situation, or group. So that falls under that type of research we call descriptive research. Because we want to portray the characteristics, the features, the attributes of some individuals or groups of people. The third objective of research is to determine the frequency with which something occurs. And that type of research is called diagnostics research. That is the third objective, to look at the frequency at which something occurs. So that is the third type of research, and that is categorized under diagnostics research. And the last but not the least is to test hypothesis or a certain causal relationship between 2 or more variables. This type of objective is categorized under hypothesis or explanatory research. So these are the 4 generic objectives of research, all categorized under exploratory, descriptive, diagnostics, and explanatory or hypothesis research. So let's look at also the motivation of research. Research is always motivated by something. Okay, the researcher has some sort of zeal. There's some sort of, instinct in him that push that person to research into what he or she wants to do. And I've given some sort of 5 generic motivation. There could be more, but these are the generic ones. The first one is the fact that people want to do research to get just a degree, or master's degree, or a PhD degree. So that is their motivation. The second aspect is the fact that that person wants that desire to solve a problem. There is a challenge and that person wants to solve that challenge, to proffer some sort of solution to an existing problem. So that could be the desire of that person, and that could be the motivation of that person to research. And the third one is to gain intellectual joy. Okay, people want to do research to gain some sort of intellectual joy, and also the desire to be of service to society. People do research as a service to society. They just want to help society improve on what they are doing. And the last but not the least is also to gain some sort of status or respectability in society. So these are the generic motivation of what research. So let's look at what a research proposal is. All right? So a research proposal is a suggested plan on how to carry on your research. It's just a suggested plan. You have a certain plan of how to go about your research. And it normally includes, but not limited to, the following. Now, some institutions have their own specific outline as to how this should be. I have given a generic guide as to how research proposal should be outlined. The first one is the topic. Of course, the topic drives the research. So that should be on top. Then we talk about the introduction, the problem statement, objectives, research question or hypothesis formulation. And then we come to significance of the study. Then we go to key literature review, where we say preliminary literature review. The key literature review, you're looking at three aspects. Now, at the degree level, you may not be asked to do that kind of extensive, work by breaking it into two. But at the master's and PhD level, you may want to look at the theoretical review, you may want to look at the empirical review, and also you will want to look at the conceptual review if there's any model that's being developed, or you want to conceptualize some sort of concepts, okay? Then we look at methodology. Now, the methodology, again, at the degree level, maybe they might want you to, write something briefly, but at the master's and the PhD level, they would want you to, have some sub-categories. For instance, research approach, research design. At the PhD level, you'll be asked to establish the research paradigm, or what they call the philosophical stance. And then you may want to look at the population of the study, the sample size and the sample strategy or the sampling technique, and also method of data analysis. And more importantly, you may want to look at validity and reliability if you're doing a quantitative study. And then also, is a qualitative study, you may want to look at, the trustworthiness of the study, and also ethical considerations. Now, aside this, which are under methodology, you may want to look at also the delimitation of the study, and how the proposal will be organized, or the research, the entire research will be organized. So this is the outline of the research proposal. So in our next video, we're going to discuss how to develop the research topic using the mind map tool. See you in that video.